Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Travis and Damian Podcast, episode 6. We are available on anchor.fm/Travis Damian Podcast, along with Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and many more. Today, we're going to take a quick dive into the news, and then we're going to talk about the things we've been doing recently, and then we're going to close out the show. So, first piece of news is that we got a official look at the full design for Sonic in the 2019 movie. It was in a style guide sort of thing for like promotional material and whatnot. And I'm a little conflicted because like he doesn't look completely terrible. Like that first like teaser image we got when he was just in the shadows, that looked pretty bad. But right now when I could actually fully see him, he doesn't look terrible, but he doesn't look great either.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say the same thing. Like, I also thought he was going to look a lot worse when it was just, like, his shadow. Like, he just looked, like, really, really gross. Now he just, like... I'm glad he kept, like, his face cartoony a little bit, but he still, like, looks way too, like, muscular and stuff like that. Like, it just, like, it doesn't look right. It's better than I thought, but it's still not, like, what I wanted.
Like, I don't know. They could have just, like, taken the original design, but I guess they wanted to do their own thing in a way. But who knows? Maybe he'll look better in motion when the trailer drops. I can't wait to see what he'll look in the first trailer, to be honest.
I just don't know why. Like, they gave him, like, real shoes, gave him some, like, Nikes, and then, like...
Oh, yeah.
He's not, like, his hands are white. Like, they're not, like, gloves. They're just, like, white fur. And, like, if you're giving him shoes, just give him gloves, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, like... Again, it could have been way worse. I just don't know why they didn't go with his traditional design for this. Like, it just seems like... I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone has any faith in this movie, then I wish I could have the same faith as you. But right now, it's not looking too good, so...
Like, they definitely just took some weird and odd design choices, like the white fur, for example.
Yeah.
It's like, why not just give him gloves?
Yeah, at
And
that point,
then
just give him gloves, you know?
the whole like realistic shoes, I think that was just like a, you know, promotional or like ad that they had to like put in there. They're like, all right, Sonic's gonna be wearing these red Nike shoes because Nike paid us to, you know, use these shoes or whatever.
It's just like, I don't know. Again, the design is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but still isn't the best. And yeah, like, it's just like a weird contrast from his face to his body too. Like, right, like, it's not all cartoony, and then it's like super like realistic muscles and things. Like, I don't think it meshes well.
Yeah, and like the blue arms definitely are.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Interesting. So, but it's just a lot going on here, and I don't know. I just want to see it in motion. Maybe it'll look better or worse in motion, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, right?
Yeah, and this is coming out this year? Right?
Yeah, it should be coming out this year sometime soon.
Oh boy.
Hopefully.
That's going to be fun.
Yes, it will.
Alrighty, so now we got another big news. EA paid Ninja $1 million to play Apex. That's insane, dude. Obviously, I mean, it's not too insane when you think how big of an audience Ninja has.
Yes.
So he has like a lot of influence over a lot of people to like, hey, stop playing Fortnite, play some Apex instead. So it's not too crazy. EA paid him so much money. And it's not like, I know some people like try to make Ninja into a bad guy here, but like he put like sponsored and things on the title of his stream and things like that. So it's not like, you know, everyone was aware it was sponsored and things like that. It's just like a smart move by EA, really, just to like pay him so much to play Apex so it reaches like a really wide audience. Also, I think he just likes it too, because I think he just kept playing it after he was done with the sponsorship, because it is a good game. So yeah, I don't even think EA needed to really do this since Apex is doing super well right now anyway. But this is really like, you know, they really want to take over that BR genre right now. So
It definitely like makes sense, especially from like how popular Ninja is. Like, he at one point was like a household name in some regards, just because he was all over the news and like all of the kids were talking about him. So, you know, EA paying him this much, I'm not really surprised. If it was more than 1 million, I would have been, to be honest. Like, if it was like 2 or even 3, like that would have been way too much.
yeah,
But with how much of an audience he has, with how many followers he has on Twitch alone and his other social media platforms, it really does make sense. But, I think EA really did this just as like insurance, just in case if no one actually played it, because the last game that the developers made was Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
And that game was pretty good, but no one played it. So I guess they were just making sure that, hey, we got this new BR game, so let's just make sure everyone plays it. So... And it's actually a pretty good game, not going to lie. I haven't spent too much time with it, but it is pretty fun, and I could see why people like it a lot more than Fortnite in some regards. So, but...
Yeah, I can see that too.
It really does, make sense in the grand scheme of things in terms of like a business strategy. So...
Yeah.
All right, so the final piece of news here is Avengers. Avengers Endgame. They dropped a trailer after the opening weekend for Captain Marvel, and this trailer is definitely, I would say, good, despite it being extremely vague, which is good, for a movie of this caliber and this much mystery as to what's going to happen. I think some people have figured it out, especially if you watch the trailer. They're probably going to go into the quantum realm. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it weird I'm not that excited? Like, I feel like a lot of like the momentum kind of died after what happened in Infinity War. And I'm just like, I kind of just like wish it ended there, because I like obviously not with that ending, but with like just as a full movie. I don't know. I feel like a lot of momentum for me is like dying off. Like, I really didn't care about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I really don't really care about Captain Marvel. And like I want to see Endgame obviously, but I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the motivation for it, like, it's kind of like slowing down, and I just like this trailer didn't really do much for me. Like, I don't know. I wasn't as hyped for it as when Infinity War was coming out. I was like, super hyped for that. So
I definitely understand your point. Just because like Infinity War was literally like the buildup of everything, because we saw Thanos in the first Avengers, and now Endgame is sort of like the prologue to Infinity War in a way.
Yeah.
So I could see where you're coming from, and I'm kind of like the same way. Like, even me, after watching Captain Marvel, I'm not like too hyped for the movie. Like, I'm definitely excited to go see it and see what the Russo brothers did
me too,
to go and see what happens afterwards. But I'm not, like extremely like hyped and excited as I was with Infinity War. So, but yeah, Infinity War definitely was a movie that took everyone by surprise. I don't think anyone expected it to end the way it did. So now with Endgame, it's kind of like, how are they going to get back? So
yeah, and I thought the trailer was good. Like you said, I like it that it kept it vague, because trailers just spoil everything nowadays. So I'm happy that we don't really know what's going on. Again, I also think a reason why I won't be as hyped, at least for like the first half, is because it's a lot of lower tier heroes. Like you got like not as flashy people. You got Thor still. Captain Marvel, I don't know what she does, but she looks pretty flashy with her movie and stuff like that. But then you got like Captain America and like or Tony Stark, where he probably isn't gonna do much. Probably, like, I mean, he's in space right now, so I don't know. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna see again, and they're probably gonna do some time travel stuff where it's like, hey, all that stuff didn't matter anyway. So I don't know. I really don't know yet.
Yeah.
That cool looking suits, though, those all white looking space suits, I guess.
Yeah. There's still a lot of mystery, and I really do like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. We are a little bit more than a month away.
That's crazy though.
Yeah. So that is definitely gonna be some exciting things to happen. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's get into our recent activities. First up, I'm gonna let you go because I got a handful of things.
No problem. So I played DMC 5 because that came out last week, and it was extremely good. It was like the first like new game of 2019 I really played, because I didn't play Resident Evil 2 yet, because I want to play like at least Resident Evil 1 before I do that, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is like a whole thing. So I think February was kind of like not good. Like there wasn't like a whole lot of good things. Like there was a lot of things in February, but all of it was pretty mediocre. So now this is like the first real game I was super hyped for, because I was playing all the other ones. And yeah, it's probably the best DMC game. It has like no puzzles in it, because I know some people were kind of like let down because there was a lot of puzzles and like a little slow down moments in the other games, but this one's just pure action all the time. There's a lot more like Bayonetta, where you just like keep fighting all the time, and I prefer that, since that's what this game is good at, just beating the crap out of things. the game looks gorgeous. Like, you know, if you've seen the E3 trailers and things like that, the game looks way too good. Like, where it's done good. The RE engine is just like very good. I'm glad that Capcom is using it for other things, and it really shows that it could do more things than just like slower third person gameplay, or even like I don't know if they use that for Resident Evil 7. Actually, I'm not too sure, but you know, from like going from Resident Evil 2 to like DMC, that's like a very big shift in gameplay. So it really shows the versatility of that engine. So I hope they use it more because it's extremely good. But in terms of everything else, you know, it's what you expect. You know, you hack and slash, and it's fantastic. Basically, all the things I talked about from the other games apply to this one. It fixed a lot of problems I had with 4, where they repeated so many bosses. This feels a lot more like DMC 3, where there's basically like a unique boss every level, and that's so good. I love it. The bosses in this game were all fantastic and like creative and fun. I love them. The level design, it was a lot better than 4. I don't think it was as good as 3 because near the end of the game, the environments get pretty samey. We're just going up a tree, and it's like you're gonna see that environment a lot. And it seems to be a thing DMC can't really even get away from. Like, they always seem to, like, near the end of the game, they repeat the same environment a lot. So I hope that's something they fix for the next game, because it does seem to be a prevailing problem with this series. Besides that, I love all the 3 characters you get to play as. Nero and Dante play kind of the same, except Nero has, like, this arm, and you're able to change it for different uses for your circle button, which is basically like your special move. Dante has like a bunch of different weapons. He's like extremely OP in this game, up to the point where the game was like got super easy once you started playing as him. And I didn't really expect that, because I heard people say this game was hard. It really wasn't. It was pretty easy. And then they had a new character, V, which is like he summons like these animals to fight for you. And I wasn't really too sure how he was gonna play when watching trailers, but he ended up playing extremely well. Like I didn't really even notice I wasn't directly controlling the character. Really, you were like controlling a different like summon or whatever, and it worked out pretty well, and it was a pretty good change of pace to the combat. Overall, I loved it. I think it is my favorite DMC game. I don't know if it's good for newcomers though, since the plot really kind of expects you to play all the other ones, and like there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs and things like that if you played all the other games. So I wouldn't really say it's like newcomer friendly, but if you just don't really care about the plot, even though I think it's pretty good, and you just want to play like a good action game, I think this is definitely up there. It's extremely good. Okay. And besides that, I've been playing more Warframe. Like I'm addicted to it again. So they just released, like, I think I talked about last podcast, they released like a battle pass system to it now. Yeah. And that's extremely cool. Works really well with this type of game. And there was an event happening this weekend, and all it led to, it was like some community event where you have to like scan some things, and like opens a door, and now there's like a boss fight you can fight now, so that's pretty cool. I didn't do it yet, but I saw some videos about it and it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
All right, well, I gotta play it full. Talk about Apex Legends briefly. You know, it is still a good BR game. If you don't like the whole building aspect of Fortnite, or you don't like how PUBG's going, I think Apex Legends is definitely like a nice breath of fresh air for the BR genre. And also, competition amongst that genre is really good, because I think after Apex Legends came out, Epic Games really, you know, took it to heart and was like, all right, let's get our shit together for Fortnite, because they actually did improve on some things in some regards. Like, they added like a ping system for Fortnite, and
that's good.
Yeah, so, and there's just like more clarity between like, you know, you and the other players. So like, you're like in this direction now, you can like ping that way when you like aim down, so that's, you know, pretty cool. So, but me and my friends, or our friends, we practiced Fortnite for like a little bit, because we were doing like this tournament. We expected like 16 teams to come. It was just 4. We ended 4th, so
nice.
It didn't, obviously, we didn't know what our competition was, and the moment we heard that someone dropped a 20 kill game in squads and like they ended up with like 30 kills, we were like, wow, they killed 1/3 of the lobby. That's fucking nice. Crazy. So
Jesus Christ.
But we did get 1 victory royale, but you know, it obviously just wasn't enough. It was just like, you know, a fun little experience that cost $40, unfortunately, but it was still, yeah, but it was still, you know, a fun little thing to do on like a Sunday afternoon. So then I played a lot more League of Legends. I played a shit ton yesterday, and they recently announced that they're going to reset the upper half of the ladder, but the way they're doing it, I honestly don't agree with it. So they're going to diamond up. So for diamond players, they're going to knock you down one division. That's not enough, in my opinion. I feel like, okay, so before I get into like my whole like opinion on it, and then for masters and up, so like masters, grandmasters, challenger, they're gonna reset all of those players back to masters 0 LP. Okay. So the problem with this is that people in masters and above have no incentive to play, especially for those players that grinded out the beginning of the season just to get to where they are right now. And honestly, it feels like Riot's not looking into this hard enough and to see the effects of what's going to happen after the reset. So, like, let's say for all of these, like, Masters up players that grinded out the beginning of the season when the MMR was broken, and now they're just stuck up there right now. They're just waiting for the reset to make sure that they don't drop out, out of Masters and then just get back to Diamond, and then they drop even one more division below. So, what they should do is for Diamond players and up, just reset the whole ladder, force you to do provisionals again, because if you're like a Diamond plus player, you're willing to play those games again, honestly, and just see where you actually are, because the way the ladder is in matchmaking, it's just so bad. Like, games feel so coin flippy, and like players just, oh my god, like you get like these players that weren't even close to Diamond last season. Like, sometimes you'll get like gold players or even like plat players or whatever, and it's just like, why are they in my game? It's because Riot just really messed up the system, and they don't really want to face that fact, and they are just doing like this soft reset, I would say. Like, they're not doing like a hard reset, honestly. They should just reset every E1's MMRs, just reset every E1's ranking, and just go on from there, from Diamond up, because like the plat and lower players, I like feel like those players, like some of them are obviously like grinding and trying to like reach a higher rank, but most of those players don't play as often, or they play very casually or whatever. So like resetting for those players obviously makes no sense. But I don't know, I feel like some games I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Like, what, how did it get so messed up though? Like, what did they do?
So like I said, the beginning of the season, they messed up the MMR for like a lot of the players. So like, for example, there's this one RE1 trick that I know who's like, what's it called, Grandmaster right now. They're not playing any ranked games because they know the ladder's gonna reset. So this person is just literally addicted to League. So right now they're just playing like normals and like Earth games. So literally what happened is that you would gain 30 but lose like 12 to 13 points, and they didn't realize that this was a bug or like a mess up in their system, but some players got high enough where they could keep playing and just stay in whatever rank they are. So some people ended up as master players, grandmasters, challenger even, and it's really messed up the ladder and matchmaking as a whole, and it feels like games are just coin flippy, and it's just so frustrating to play in, because I'm just like, I don't know what to do, because these players are just running it down and just inting and whatever. Like, even like someone who's played, who literally switched to Fortnite, Nice. He's a Twitch streamer. He switched to Fortnite for a bit, and then he came back to League because he realized that Fortnite competitive is really dog shit. So he was just like, all right, I'm going to just go back to League, because actually, like, the gameplay for League is not that bad. It's literally just the matchmaking. And he said in a Reddit comment that, like, yo, the matchmaking is the lowest it's been in a very, very long time. So, yeah. And even, like, some pro players are even, like, saying this in some regards. And, like, obviously the streamers as well. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this whole like reset thing. I feel like it's not going to change anything, just because if you're like D4 0 LP right now, and you're not going to drop down to plat, so you're just going to stay D4 when the reset happens. So I have no idea what's going to happen, honestly. It's just that it feels like a lot of the games are just coin flipping, and it's just really frustrating. So
yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it is, especially when I'm trying to, or this is not like I mean, I guess it is public knowledge just because I did make a whole YouTube video saying, yeah, I'm taking a year off from school. I am taking a year off from school to do this, and Riot's just fucking my time over, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like super not cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
But that was like I don't even know how long I went on, but maybe like a 5-minute rant on League. Anyways, Ultimate Chicken Horse. We played that. There was an update for that. It's definitely very interesting. There's like so many like just random ass factors now, but it's also kind of buggy too.
Yeah, I mean that's what the thing with this game. It could be a little buggy. You know, there's still bugs from like when we first played it, like 2 years ago or a year ago. I don't remember when this came out, but you know, there's still like that dupe bug and like things like that. But I do like that they keep adding content to it. So basically, what this did is just add like random modifiers that the host could put on, so you could have like super fast projectiles or like meteors coming down, or if you die you could revive as a zombie. It really adds like a lot of flavor to the game, because you know the game did get a little old after a bit. You know, we still had a lot of fun with it, but you know, it still needed a little something, and these modifiers really make it good. Like, it's a very nice update that provides a lot more life for this game, and I'm really enjoying the whole modifiers a lot.
Yeah, it definitely spices up the game a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
So I just you know want to play it more, because it is definitely very, very fun to play a game like this where you create the level pretty much.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Played more Tricky Towers. I got destroyed by Kofi.
Nice.
The other night. That was not fun, but I was just like, yo, just give me like 5 more games. But you know, it was pretty late at night, so he had to go to school or go to work or whatever. So anyways, Captain Marvel, I saw that. No spoilers here, obviously, but Captain Marvel, I liked it. You know, it's not necessarily like amazing, but it is. You know,
that means you hate women.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Stop.
I mean, that's basically what I expected. I expected it to be about like, you know, normal origin superhero movie. You know.
Yeah, it is. It does get her origin down pretty well. I will say that.
I mean, that's what I expect.
But a lot of this movie, there's like a lot of like 90s references. So you know, like the whole blockbuster thing, they do a lot of like these references throughout the movie, which are pretty good. Honestly, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's just, you know, standard like Marvel good stuff. Like it's not Ant-Man and the Wasp terrible. I will without a doubt say that movie is pretty bad. Just because I
didn't watch it. So.
They literally take Ant-Man's character and turn him into like a goofball. I'm like, look, in the first movie he was doing like all of this smart shit, and now all of a sudden he's like the whole like, you know, wacky character. I'm like, yes, that's what he is in like the Avengers and shit, but in this movie, come on, you know,
right.
This is his movie. But and then last night, after I got tilted from League, I went on Netflix and I was just like browsing through. I watched a couple of the Rapture episodes, which is like a hip hop sort of like rap documentary on like certain artists. I watched the Logic and G-Eazy one just because those are like the only 2 artists I know from that documentary. The rest I'm kind of just like alien from. So,
right.
but you know, I always respect Logic in terms of like what he stands for and who he is as a person. But you know, I will always like criticize his music sometimes, because I'm just like, look, bro, you haven't been like this good since Under Pressure. I will always say that. But you know, he's had a couple of banger tracks. He made that, you know, 1-800 song, which honestly saved thousands of lives, maybe even more. But
I heard about that.
Yeah. And then G-Eazy, I didn't know much about him. I kind of just like listened to some of his songs. But you know, it's definitely very interesting to go and see where some of these rappers and artists come from and how long they've been doing it. And then the other thing I watched was Behind the Curve. So this is about people who believe the Earth is flat.
Oh, you watched that?
Yes.
I've been meaning to watch that because
that is. I was like, all right, so let's see on how deep this goes, and like it was funny just because I'm just like, these guys are so dumb, but they're not dumb in the way that, you know, normal dumb would be. Like they literally just like conspiracy theory themselves into being dumb in a way.
Yeah.
Cause like, you know, they're like, but it's never been proven the Earth is round. But it's like, bro, they did like these tests throughout the documentary, and it's like, the Earth is round, you fucking idiot. Like,
yeah.
like they had like this thing that would like somehow track the Earth rotating, and then it's like, yo, if it's not like 15 degrees every hour, the Earth doesn't rotate. Turns out it was 15 degrees every hour, and I was like, you guys are so like in your own world. It's like crazy, but you know, there was that. I honestly really like was enjoying myself, not because I was laughing at like some of the things that they were saying, but also like it's interesting to see on how like this community of people, you know, like interact and see, you know, one another in a way, and like and like some of these people I will not even like no joke, like some of these people lost contact with like their friends, their family, all because they believe the Earth is flat, which is like crazy. But at the same time, it's kind of like, do you want to associate yourself with someone that like believes the Earth is flat in a way? But at the same time, you know, if it's like a friend or a family member, you know, cutting them off just for that is kind of, you know, crazy as well. So these are still people, obviously, but it's just crazy that there's a whole like community that believe the Earth is flat. So that's pretty much what this Netflix documentary series is about. So, or documentary. It's just one episode. So if you want to watch it, it's pretty good. So, but that's about it. So is there anything else you would like to add, good sir?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So that is it for the Travis and Damian podcast, a light episode this week. We will see you guys 2 weeks from now with hopefully a longer episode.
See ya.